Dr. Phillips to Davenport, Claremont to Kissimmee, Winter Garden or Windermere, and Disney's own Celebration and Golden Oak. I'm Realtor Victor Naraki, and this is Disney at your doorstep.
Yay! Love it.
It's good to know it works. I'm going to be interested in seeing how the opening credits appear when I watch the retape, the reruns.
Sure.
And I want residuals for those reruns. So I'm Realtor Victor Naraki. We're talking today obviously about real estate, but I've got a very special first guest on Disney at your doorstep. Woo! Okay. And that's what me and Hillary both specialize in. Hillary is a realtor that I actually met in California.
Yes.
She's moved out here. I ended up being her realtor. Why don't we start with, before I show the pictures of how we met, why don't we start with talking about the differences in real estate that you've noticed in California versus here in Florida?
Sure. Well, obviously, I know you've probably heard it too. The cost of living is so different from California to here. You can get a, single family home, new build or whatnot for such a good value here compared to California, where you would be getting a small condo for the same price. And, when I was in California, I lived close to Disneyland too. So there, the cost of living was high everywhere in California, but I was in Orange County and it seemed exceptionally high. But the market was nice. It was good. And when I would sell homes, my clients would get their value, it would stay positive over and over year after year, which is phenomenal. So the houses definitely held up their values.
But let's talk about that. Like, let's say a good community, saying good as in low crime, good schools, 5-bedroom home.
Sure.
What would be the price range?
Sure. For that, I'm thinking, and of course it's going to depend city by city, but even if we're talking about around Disney-ish in a good neighborhood close to Disney, I would say start towards Anaheim Hills. In Anaheim Hills, you can start with a condo or townhome, $350, townhome $450, and then you're looking at least $500,000 for your single family homes. So that's what it is. And then another area that has considerably much lower crime, top rated schools is Irvine. And, Irvine, you're looking at, I would say 800,000 plus. A lot of the neighborhoods are good gated communities that are $1 million plus, and there really is no new builds there. It's all resale. So it's a completely different market than it is here.
Well, here we're fortunate to have a very good cross range of homes.
Definitely.
There's resales that could be built in, starting in the, I'd say, high 100s. For $250, you could get a decent home. It may not have a great school district attached to it. And then, but I would say some of the communities, I sold a house for $270 that's 4 bedrooms, and it's 10 minutes from Disney World, and we close in 2 weeks. So and then the taxes here, our rates would be less than 2% of the assessed value of the home.
Right.
So you're talking about, 200,000 maybe. Let me think about that before I go quote something. 3,000. About
Yeah,
3,000.
and property taxes in California were about the same. I would say like it would base of 1.1,
Hmm.
depending on where you are. But again, the house assessed value is, at least double. So you're paying double the property taxes.
Exactly. And yeah, and one of the great things here is there's a couple of great things about Florida tax wise is we don't have any
Mhm.
state taxes here.
Right.
We don't have inheritance taxes. Now, don't take tax advice from me, but I always say check with your tax advisor, but this is what my benefits are.
Mhm.
And we also have homesteading here. So
Right.
once you live in the house, once you move in, and once you get your deed in your hand, you could go and sign with your county and tell them this is your permanent residence, and
Mhm.
it reduces by an average of, it usually takes about $750 off your bill, and it virtually locks in your taxes at no more than 3% each year.
Mhm.
But for me, it's my taxes have gone down since I moved in. It's been like, wow. I mean, you
Well,
don't
that's
complain about
nice. Yeah.
that. Yeah,
No complaints.
yeah. So if anybody has any questions, please ask them now. It could be anything relating to real estate, but today we're going to have some fun and we're going to daydream about owning the magic, because Hillary and I visited this week two incredibly dreamlike communities. One was Golden Oak and the
Mhm.
other was Margaritaville. So, but before we begin, I'm going to show some fun pictures as we're building an audience. We've got 25 people watching right now. We're on Streaming the Magic. We're on YouTube. We're on my Facebook page. I'm going to put up your Facebook page, Hillary. So
Okay.
anybody who wants to um, use Hillary as a realtor, be my guest. I appreciate. I'm glad I gave you the business.
Thank you.
Uh, so, but I want to show where. There we are. It was like,
Woo!
so this was, I think this was, we're figuring out it was 3.5 years ago, right? Because it was
Yeah,
in
I think
December.
so. Mhm.
So it was in December for Dick Van Dyke's birthday. And
His
anybody,
90th
oh,
birthday.
if you his 90th birthday, that's true. So we danced for Dick Van Dyke. I still can't, it's 3.5 years. I still can't believe that I danced for my idol on his birthday.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's like, it's so bizarre. It's just so wonderful. And you know what? I'll tell you, I stay in touch with so many of the people that we met that day.
Yeah.
I mean, but I was thinking when I was planning this, we have got to do um, on his birthday next year. We've got to see if we could get some of the people together on Facebook,
Mhm.
and we'll talk about it. And we'll reminisce. We'll show our pictures and everything. But on my other,
Flashback.
on my other thing that I'm doing called Talk of the Parks. So let me show the next picture. So that's us. I do
Yay.
remember who this lady's name was. She
I
was
don't
wonderful.
remember her name.
I know I'm Facebook friends with her. Hopefully she's watching. Okay, there you are. There's her
Mhm.
brother
Yep.
and your daughter. Okay.
My daughter.
And there's Dick Van Dyke.
Love it.
There's me.
Yep.
And then there you are.
Yep.
And I think Christina's in here somewhere. This was
Okay.
Antoinette. That was Antoinette.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And we're great
Wonderful.
friends now.
What?
We're
Oh, you
great
say
friends now. Antoinette and I? Oh my goodness.
I I say it again. I cannot believe all the wonderful people I met those 2 days, because I came out once 6 months before for an event at Disneyland,
Mhm.
um, where you a meet and greet with Dick Van Dyke.
Mhm.
And that's how I stayed in touch with some of the people, including
Okay.
Arlene. And it was just, I mean, I can't believe, I just still can't believe the people I've met that event. I remember this one
Well,
lady who, I didn't get the memo about chimney sweep. So I didn't get that memo. But I remember this one lady who had the compact with the charcoal in it, and she was powdering her face just like Mary Poppins. And I just laughed
oh,
out. I just laughed out loud. That was so funny.
too cute.
And there we are again. Couple of us from
Yeah.
couple people we know and became friends with. Let's
Mhm.
see. That's that picture again. I don't know why it's in twice. There's me. That's from June. That's from
Love
July.
it.
Yep. And there's Dick Van Dyke watching us. Yay!
Yeah, while we're dancing.
Yay! Yay! Okay. So, let's see. There we are dancing.
Yeah.
And there's this. I did not get one of those cupcakes. I took a picture with someone else's
Oh,
cupcake.
no way.
I was I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed.
Oh.
Okay, so we got a couple. Um, so we got a couple of people. Oh, when is Stan's asking when is his birthday? It's December 13th, right?
I believe so.
Okay. What did Dick Van Dyke think of your outfit? He absolutely loved it. No, I don't know.
I'm sure he did.
No, someone told me that he thought it was really cute.
Mhm.
One of the video guys,
Okay.
and then, but I ended up sending. I had piles of Dick Van Dyke memorabilia. I mean,
Oh.
real piles. And I went through it, and I said, I met Dick Van Dyke. I don't need this.
Been there.
So, so God bless him. I mailed it to Dick Van Dyke.
Oh.
Well, I figured he may want some of it, and then anything he
Sure.
doesn't want, he can sign and give away. And I got to show you the video that he sent me, uh, thanking me for it. So, okay,
Oh.
so now I thought that was so sweet, and there he is at the event. That was
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to real estate. That's how Hillary and I met, and now we're going to talk about real estate. So
Okay.
we went to Golden Oak. Why doesn't someone ask me some questions now about Golden Oak? If you want information, you can go here and check out some of the listings that are currently available. Here's my website, go.vjnhomes.com, to check out Golden Oak. And if you don't want me to call you, please do not leave a phone number, and don't leave a phony phone number. It drives me crazy. I'm like, you left a phony phone number. What am I supposed to do here? Anyway, so just look, have your fun, enjoy it. So we're going to talk about Golden Oak,
Yep.
and we're going to talk about what's available. I pulled up some listings that are currently available. Now, what I love about Golden Oak is this. Let me show you if I could. Hopefully, I could show you on the map. Okay, there it is. So there's the map of where Golden Oak is. Well, they say Golden Oak is at Disney World. They don't say it's in Disney World because
Mhm.
it's technically, since you own this, you actually own a piece of land that used to be owned by Disney World. It used to
Sure.
be part of the golf course. So they start off with a quarter acre up to 3/4 of an acre, and you can join two lots together because why not? I think that's something I want to do. But the houses start in the twos, 2 millions. Um, and I've seen, and actually when they first started, they were like 1.6. So, but let me show you where it is on this map here. For those of you who want to know anything about Golden Oak, please ask. This red dot pinpoint is where Golden Oak is. Okay. For those of you who know where Magic Kingdom is, here's the parking lot for Magic Kingdom. So, oh, can you see now can you see it? Now you can see my arrow, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the parking lot for Magic Kingdom. This is Vista Way. So right here is Fort Wilderness. This is the Wilderness Lodge up here. Here. Here's Fort Wilderness, the campground. And if I'm a little off on this, please. Yeah. So anyway, but right here is Golden Oak. So there's, I think, 6 different communities. One is called Marceline.
Mm.
Okay. That's named after, where he grew up. It's probably where Walt Disney grew up.
It is, yeah.
And Kimball Trace, that's named after Ward Kimball, one of his designers. They also have, oh gosh, I wish I remembered all the different communities they had. That's 4 seasons. Let me see. Yeah. Anyway, but they have some really. I think they have one called Silver Lake. So anyway, but everything's related to Walt Disney and his past, and they pay homage to it. So Stan is saying $2 million is just out of his price range. Stan, I've got something for you. Just 3 minutes outside of Disney World, 1.2 million. I can do it for you. I could do it. So don't worry about that. Okay. We could do it for 1.2. We can get you a great place. And with all that savings, you can have a driver drive you into Disney World.
There you go.
I mean, you got to think about these things, So anyway, so let's go back to this map because I'm loving it. Okay. So the red dot is where it is. So if you want to see Golden Oak, now I always say people, when I take someone into Golden Oak, I have to have proof of funds. But if you want to go in by yourself and enjoy it and just get a touch of it and say you were there, they do have a little showroom. They have a showroom that you can look at what's available. But really, to go out to property, you really should have so that's why I'm doing this, because I want to give you the feel that you've been there. So,
Sure.
So this is Bonnet Creek. And those of you who have stayed on property know that on Bonnet Creek Parkway, there is Port Orleans Riverside. And anybody join in and tell me what else there's on there. Port Orleans Riverside and Port Orleans French Quarter. Okay. And I know there's another one on there, but don't remember which one is. So that's right there on Vista, Buena Vista Way. Yes. Wait, right? Yes. Okay. This takes you out this way. This is Coronado Springs. And this is Western Way, which takes you out to my favorite place to buy a house, which is Winter Garden right now. It's the hottest area to buy right now. But if you know what, it's interesting. If you look at this map, they have a lot of area left to build on.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take, I mean, let's see, because look at how small this is Disney. If you look here, this is Disney World. I mean, Magic Kingdom. Sorry. You could put that into any one of these areas. Now, most of these are conservation areas, but like right here, because they are saying that a new park is going to be west of the 429.
Interesting.
And if you look at that they're building a new, it was announced that Disney Land is building a new area that's going to be dedicated to like Marvel comics and things like that. But just I don't know until it happens. So, okay. So I'm gonna remove from stream. So we're back. So now, Saratoga Springs. You might be right, Stan. You might be right. That's down there. So these homes, what we're talking about today is really owning a piece of the magic. Let me just stop screen share. Okay, so when it was first described to me, when Golden Oak was first described, and I'm going to ask you for your opinions in a second, but when it was first described to me is why they decided to sell, off land in fee simple, where you own the land in Disney World, was because there's a lot of people who come to Disney World and rent out the entire floor for their family. So they want that level of privacy, that they rent all these rooms that they don't use. So they said, well, there's a lot of people that want to own something here. And a lot of these homes are only used like a couple of months out of the year, even weeks out of the year. Mm-hmm. So it's something to dream about.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
So let me show you some pictures we'll show some pictures of Golden Oak. And if you have any questions about it, please, I know, you may just be watching and stuff like that, but please give me any questions that you have. So we're going to share the screen again. Application. There we go. Yay. Okay. This is how Disney this place is.
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch any of these?
I saw a few of them. I saw this one and I saw the Ariel one, and that was cute. But I missed the Bambi scene.
Oh, I think I got
Did you see that? Okay.
Yes, I think I got a picture of that next. But that brings up another topic, is that they're very, very, they really protect the image of Golden Oak.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And they don't, so it's like they don't let people just come in and walk around and look at it and take pictures. We were told no pictures.
No pictures, no video, no audio, nothing.
Didn't that get you? No audio?
Wait. I know.
I'm like, so I can't sing zippity doo dah and record it?
Nope.
I was like, well, that's really playing it close to the belt. Yeah, I'm like,
it's all about privacy, and that's great. That's great if you live there.
This is a funny question. Thank you, Stan. Stan is asking, is this where they built a fountain and spelt Walt's name wrong? No, that was actually Celebration, where I live. So, Celebration was the first community that was built by Disney Imagineers. But this is all Disney Imagineers, and it's in Disney World. So it's vastly different. But we do have $1 million homes here. For $1 million here, you can, get a really big lot. So.
Great questions, Dan.
Yes, Dan always comes through. Okay, so I'm just going to flip through some of these pictures because I think they're so amazing. Now, these were pictures that were given to me by Golden Oak, and now they don't give out pictures anymore.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, good, I saved them.
Yeah. Good thing.
You want them? Come back to my computer and get them out. Well, because people were concerned that their house was being shown on the internet. So, and
Right.
I don't blame them at all. I mean, if I was spending, this one's probably 3.5 million,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want my house shown on the internet.
Nope.
There's Bambi.
There
Oh,
it is. It's super cute.
so yeah, this is just, yeah, that is really nice. And one of the things I like about it is that really it's really easy to walk around. I mean, I don't know if if a lot of people are going to want to be in a community where there's only 250 residents.
Right.
That if you're someone who's a people person, I don't know if that's really something you're going to love. But I think also, do they ever think of building any smaller houses? Yes, and they're $2.8 million. And they're called cottages. And it's a great
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
The cottages are actually, well, you remember when they told us about this, that they were using, that if they had a Scottish cottage, they would import
Mm-hmm.
the materials used from Scotland. If they had
All
Italian,
material. Yep.
all original materials. So you really,
Yep.
I mean, but I asked if we could go see one, and we were not allowed. I mean, so, but to get for a smaller home, for something that was, in my price range, no, I would hate to see the hovel. That would be it. That I could afford. But then I'm thinking, why don't we get a 7-bedroom, split it all up? That I could afford. I mean, why not? We all have our own bedroom. It'd be like a younger version of the Golden Girls. Yes, a younger version. But we're all at Disney.
So it's even better.
This is a real interesting thing. Stan is saying, what about Google Street View? I'm going to have to do that and see if they ever let anyone in to do the Google Street View of Golden Oak. I doubt it, but Stan, let's try that one time. So here's some other pictures. We'll just go through these, and then we're going to actually look at some listings, and then we're going to talk about Margaritaville.
Okay.
I just want to fantasize for a second about living 2 minutes from Disney World, really in Disney World, but 2 minutes from the Magic Kingdom, standing on this balcony and watching the fireworks.
Sure. I know you love your fireworks.
I love fireworks. Of course, I don't like the boom, boom, boom in my backyard. That's why there's one community there where I just said, you know what, that's a little bit too close for me. That would be like eating cotton candy every single day. By the third day, I'm going, I don't think I can handle this anymore. Shut up. I mean, I'll be the person going out in front of my yard going, shut up. It's 9:00. Stop it. But oh my God. And the designs, they use, one of the things that I think is so amazing there is these builders are all the top builders, many of them that were worked in Celebration.
Oh, okay.
So Isa Homes, Derek Builder, and Stan is asking, are you able to hear the train whistle from there? And yes, I'm going to say you are, because I know on the other side at Legato, you can. That's another community. The thing is, the train whistle right now, the train's not going right now, right? Because of the building of what's that thing?
Da-da.
Okay, what's the thing where you get on the bicycle and you Tron.
Tron. Tron.
What community is where you can hear the train whistle? I have heard the train whistle and the steamboat whistle from Legato. And I've done live streams from there, and I go, and it's sort of like, it's this. And what's nice about it is you hear it, but it's not so loud that it's like, like when the train passes your house, but it's just a nice little background noise. And if I was sitting by the pool, I would that would be amazing. That would be amazing. While I'm sitting by my pool having my margarita. And I don't drink, but I'll start drinking just that. Anyway. So, but let's just look at some of the listings. Okay, that's not that. That's not that. Where the heck are the listings? There we go. Okay, so if you go to my website and you want to dream a little, just go to go.vjnhomes.com. You'll see listings like this. Let's start with something that's affordable, like this one for $3.2 million.
Why not?
And why not? Let's get it. So, but you know what I found? And by the way, you can start joining in when you have anything you want to say. So anyway, one of the things that I thought was surprising was, well, you mentioned this. How many of them were bought cash?
Right. I think she said 98% were cash buyers.
Oh, you win the prize. You win the prize for the day. Can you believe? Well,
Can you believe it?
I can't believe there's people that have that. I mean, I know there's people that have that kind of money, but I just cannot. I
know.
There's that many people, but it's the same thing with something like Islesworth or some of the other communities that are around here. Now, in Islesworth, you could get, obviously twice as much. It's the land that costs us so much here. The lots go up to 1.2 million, as I remember she said.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I've heard people say, why is it so expensive? Well, you're buying Disney's land, and you're going to be one of 300 people who live at Disney World. I think that's amazing. I mean, if you have the cash, if you don't have the cash, please do not do that to yourself.
Well, she was saying even those that do finance only finance a small amount. So it really is all about the cash there.
Yeah. Oh, it's my own website's asking me to log in.
Oh, fun. What everybody else goes through.
Oh, God. Okay. Okay. That really is annoying. I've got to, oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, something else that we can talk about in the meantime.
Yes, please.
One of the main things that they have there is what they call the summer house. And it's this great clubhouse. I haven't actually been in it. I've only heard about it, of course. And they have 2 full restaurants in there where they say that the neighbors all get together and they like to eat together, which, I mean, obviously, if you live in a small community like that, that's pretty tight knit and neat. And then there's also, let's see, what else do they have? A lounge and a pool. Now close, like right on the same property, of course, they have the Four Seasons. What did you think of the Four Season homes?
Oh, well, I cannot believe, I thought they were incredible, but I thought for the price that the extra price and the extra features, I didn't think it really was necessary. I mean, I didn't think all the extras was that. I thought it was a lot. I mean, hey, but if you have the money, you know.
If you have the money, and to me, it felt like one of the big differences was if you are a golfer, then you might want to do that. The Four Seasons, join that because there you get to do unlimited golfing on their courses.
Mhm.
Also, they have that big water park there, and you get to access to that as well.
If I don't get in with this second section, I'm going to be really mad. Oh, forget it. That's ridiculous. That was too much. Okay. So I wasn't anticipating that anyway. But yeah, I mean, they do give you some, if you have the money, again, Four Seasons gives you access to all the spa and things that the accessories that they have at the Four Seasons Hotel, which is right there.
Yes. Yeah, and you can even go onto their lounge up there on the top level and watch the fireworks if you can't already see them from your home.
Oh, I didn't remember that. That's a neat little thing.
Did you see what Stan is asking? Victor, when I win the lottery, you'll be one of the first 5 people I'm calling. Woo!
Mm. I hope so, Stan. But you got to buy a ticket. So anyway, so let me see if I can get in. I'm not going to be able to get into that thing. What a bummer. That is the stupidest thing. Let me try it one more time. Let me try it. See, because I want to go to rita.vjnhomes.com. Okay. There we go. Let's see if this works. So let's move on from the wonderful. We're doing good on time. We're going to stop at 7:45.
Okay.
Stan is saying just before he calls his wife. Stan, I got to tell you, these things are moving fast. Wouldn't it be a good idea to call you and say, and to call me and just say, get it for me so you can surprise your wife? I mean, yeah. So anyway, so let's go see what this is all about here. So let's move on to, damn it.
Oh, God.
Talk about Margaritaville for a second.
Sure. Yeah, let's talk about Margaritaville. So Victor and I got to go there just a couple days ago. We got a nice tour around the community, and it is looking good, guys. They're still building in there. Obviously, they still have several phases to go. And in fact, they're going to be adding in 2 pools to make it a total of 5 pools. One of them being a nice walk-in pool, 2 of them being a swim up to the bar type of pool. They have so many community features like the Parakeets Kids Club, where the kids can go in there and play games. They have daily activities there for the kids that I think it runs about 4 hours. Sometimes they do s'mores by the fire pit. That's nice. And they also have other things. They have a system actually where you can drop your kids off and pay for a babysitter for the day. That's nice. That's nice. You want to, because I don't know if you guys know this, but Margaritaville, it isn't just the community of homes there and the resort. It's also I guess you would call it like a store. They have stores and restaurants. I mean, it's just like an all-inclusive community. They also have a large water park that they're about to open to the public. There's just so many things there for you to do when you're staying here. Or
and it's only 10 minutes from Disney World, and they have shuttles to the parks.
Yeah.
So one of the things so this is really, for the most part, it's either a second home or an investment community. Now, what you would do is you'd buy these homes and you'd set up one. They have 2 managers that they have approved, and they would manage the property for you, rent it out for you, and you're basically hands off. But it's what's good about a community like this is two things. It's all controlled and monetized for you, but also you're owning a piece of Margaritaville, which before you really weren't didn't have the option to do. So now you can own a piece of, you know, um, you know, own the house in Margaritaville. So if you're looking for an investment that you could use as well,
Yeah.
this is, and then it, now with any type of investment like this, you really have to do your research, which they'll help you do. But nobody, one of the things is I say, nobody can guarantee the performance of a home for rental, but they can, I can tell you that word of mouth is the most important thing about when you buy a vacation rental. Because what you want to do is have a community like you bought in your community, um, where people are talking about, oh, we had this great facility and this great
Yep.
facility. If you
Yep.
don't have any facilities, they're only going to be mentioning your house.
Right.
And then you only get repeat business from people who stayed in your property. But you don't get that great word of mouth that you do for something like this.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's for investors, this is a good option, but there's also other options as well where I look for community features. That's,
Mhm.
I want to have community features because when I originally bought 10 years ago, I didn't know anything about the industry. And getting customers so that I would break even and pay off my mortgage was a lot more difficult than when you have a Star Wars room like you do. So
Sure.
you need to do exactly what you're doing, which is to have themed rooms and be in a community that people know about.
Yes.
And you know, Margaritaville is something that is it's extremely unique, and you're buying the brand name recognition.
You're buying the brand. That's exactly right.
Yes. So let's go see if we could see another house here. Let's see
Sure.
something. Let's go a little higher and let's see if that's about, oh wow. Well, so these are resales actually. So and I will tell you I appreciate the fact that the realtor here put quality pictures up.
Mhm.
This place deserves to have quality pictures. But
Sure.
when you buy, one great thing about buying a resale, and maybe these, a lot of times people go into this business and they have false expectations of what it's going to be, and so they decide, okay, I'm not going to do this, or they need them funds to go elsewhere, foreign buyers and stuff. You get these things fully furnished and all set up. So I think that is really, really awesome.
Sure. Sure.
And they've also put the work into it to understand
Mm.
that you don't put carpets down in a vacation rental. Those aren't too helpful.
Mm-mm.
Um, so they've got all the extras that you need to make it an easier rental. Um, yes, Deborah, you are so right. We're going to do a show probably next month with one of the rental agencies that works in Margaritaville. So, but I'm
Okay.
going to write it down so I don't
Great
forget.
idea.
So I was
Yeah.
just talking to him today. So we're going to do this every 2 weeks because I think it's better than just sitting around looking at pictures of homes. And for those of you who are watching, Saturday, probably about 1 o'clock, I'm going to be live in Winter Garden for about maybe an hour. So we got some real cool things to do there. Let me show you this. This is a quick video just to show you a little bit about Margaritaville. I'm going to stop right there because one great thing is when you have a vacation rental, there's really, you don't get to check in. You're lucky if you get a code to
Mhm.
get your key out of this antiquated little lockbox that you don't know if it really is going to work the next time you take the key out. But here you check in and they greet you, and it's like you're checking into a hotel.
Yeah, because
And
everybody goes up to the resort and everybody checks in to the hotel, whether they're staying at the resort or in one of the vacation homes.
yes, so and I think that's that's something that you as as a guest you appreciate, but as an owner, I really appreciate that because I know how many guests I had that would be like, "Well, how do I get my key?" And well, you don't use a key, use a code. Oh my gosh, well, is the code changed every week? And I'm like, and it's like it's very it doesn't feel like it takes away that anxiety that you
Mhm.
feel driving up to the place, not finding. If I'm checking in to this resort, where's my room? It's the same
Sure.
as going to a hotel, but you're getting a house that's actually owned by someone too. So, and I love the sandal.
Do you know how tall that sandal is, Victor?
No, how tall is it?
13 feet.
Mm, that's why I didn't take a picture next to it. I didn't want to look short again.
Now I get it. Oh, I just love the themes there. And I know that you had mentioned before you love all the different shutters they have. It's just so cute and whimsical, beach
Yes,
style.
I, I
Absolutely.
like I like that. You know, there's some really great short-term rental communities out there, but what I like about this one is there's such attention to detail so that you feel like you're staying, you're staying in a house, but you feel like you're on Disney property. I mean, this is the way Disney would do it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's also, originally I thought, well, this is going to be too much geared towards adults, but it's really not. It's really a family resort.
Yeah, it's a good balance. It's a good
Yeah.
balance. So the homes there, they actually start 2 bedrooms is the smallest you can get. So I was just looking earlier, and so for only, I think the lowest price there right now that they have available is about 340, and that's for a 2 bedroom. Or as you were
Mhm.
seeing on Victor's page, the resales for 330 start at 330. So again, with that, you'll have to add the furniture package, which you have to pick one of their themes because they want it all uniform, and the whole community is just going to be very uniform and controlled. So you have 4 different themes. Was it, Victor?
I don't remember how many themes there were now.
Like four
Uh,
different themes to pick.
Go with that. Yeah, there were 4 themes. How about that? If there weren't 5, it was 4. There
I
was
don't
only
know
4.
what. Now you're questioning it. I think it was 4.
I think so too. And but there's only 4 good ones.
Yes.
but but think about Stan is bringing up a really good comment about why this is popular for renters. First of all, um, for people who are, this is what it's a huge market for short-term rental in this area. But when people have a large family, think about how many rooms they have to get in like Pop Century, which he's saying is $200 a night. So if you had 8 people, and many of it were kids, and they don't want to share beds, and they don't want
Sure.
to. They want their own. They need a bed. Need extra bathrooms or
Mhm.
something. That adds up really quickly, and it's very uncomfortable to
Sure.
be living different. Why don't you vacation the way you live?
Hmm.
So for the same money as renting several rooms, you get an entire house for less.
Yep.
So it's a really good option. That's why so many people go to it. But where are you going to, if you were renting, where would you check out first? Would you check out some unknown place or would you check out Margaritaville? I
And it
would
is
check
so close to Disney. It's so close to everything, really.
out, and it's really, one of the things that I wasn't able to show is the views that some of the homes have. Now, they go up to $1 million for those views, but there's some really spectacular views um, to for that area. So anyway, but so do you? Let's see. Oh, we're just getting
Want to
running out
check
of
out any
time.
further questions?
I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if you've got any questions at all. I hope so. Come up with a question, Stan. You're good for questions. Stan always comes through.
No pressure.
Yeah, well, Stan is a blogger.
Okay.
And he interviewed me on his show, and that really started me. I think started me doing the blogging and doing these things, and because I started seeing, wow, that got really good response,
Sure.
and people, and then I go on someone else's show because they saw me on that one, so it was really nice. It's a nice little thing that there we go. So there's some other stuff. Okay, so so okay, so now you see my Facebook page. Okay.
Whoops.
Oh, this was good. We didn't show this, but let me see if there's any questions.
Hidden Mickeys.
Okay, so no more questions. So now, short term, I do want to do a little class on buying a short term rental. And when I did my first short, which was 10 years ago, and that's what's got me into real estate. That's what got me into, I think the reason being is because I got so much bad information from people in the industry that I said, you know what, I could certainly do better than these people were at advising me. And that's why one of the things, because like the community I bought in, it's very nice. And it was very inexpensive. And at the time, for 20 grand more, I could have gotten a community that had good word of mouth. So I wish I had done that because I'd probably, but I also learned that you have to it's like anything, you have to make people want to be there.
Sure.
And you have to make them feel like this home is better than any of the other homes that are available. And if you do that, then you can be successful. But if it's something where you have to, make a certain amount of money each year to pay off a mortgage, it becomes really stressful.
Sure.
And I paid off my mortgage for 5 years. I did really well with it. But it was something, it's not something to go into without a lot of information. And a lot of people can't guarantee, the rental agencies cannot guarantee their performance.
No.
They don't know, so you have to always be involved. And I don't like rental agencies that don't let you book as well. So if you book a guest, you should get the full amount of payment that they send in, rather than giving them a cut. And so I think I don't like it when they say, oh no, we take 20% of everybody. Well, no, let me book some guests, because if you don't, you why give up 20%? It takes a lot of effort to book those people.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. So
Absolutely.
let's see. Okay. Let's see. For someone who lives in a modest income, disability, reasonable town. I would go, James. I would go with modular homes. They're very popular out here. Yeah, but that would be the only option you'd have under 100 at this point. If you went with a condo that was under 100, I would be really leery about the condo association and the extra fees that came around, because a lot of them are in trouble. And there's only a few that I really recommend because I know they're solid. But I would actually go with a modular home. Right now, everything's over. The starting prices are over 160. I just sold a house with probably the lowest I've sold in a long time for 177.
Ooh, yeah.
But it was a nice house, a gated community, but it needed a lot of work. So the Davenport area is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're southern Davenport, but that you're talking about 200. You're still talking in the 180s for that area. But
there is in Kissimmee, kind of by me, there's that Vista del Lago community, and they have some lower 100s where you can get some good ones too.
Which community is that?
Vista del Lago. It's on the 192. That's close to Disney World too. Yeah.
Great. So anybody else have anybody else have any more questions about living near Disney World? We're going to try to do this next in about 2 weeks. I'm going to have a home inspector on. We're going to talk about because I had him on a couple of 2 months ago, and it was very popular. There were a lot of questions. I think you cannot buy a home without, even a new construction home, without getting a home inspection, because you never know.
You never know.
Even with a new build, you could have issues. Not that I have had them. Some of my resales have had issues. We did have one home that we had a inspection on, and it had recalled piping. So if it has recalled piping and the insurance company finds out about it, you're not getting insurance. So anyway, but so if anybody else has any questions, anything else you wanted to add, Hillary, before we close up?
No, I mean, there's so much we could add, but I know we're getting at close to an hour. So.
Yeah. So I'm going to start the closing video. I'll say thank you for participating, Hillary. I really appreciate it. I think it was great.
Thank you.
And I'll have you on again.
All right.
And I'll see you Saturday. Okay.
Okay. See you Saturday. Thanks, Victor.
Bye.